You've got a box of sand. Is this just to play with and feel and touch?
Yes. Okay, so sand is super therapeutic. I've actually looked this up and researched it, and it relaxes us. And so when people, well, they won't say, yeah, I want to come and sit at your table, and especially teenagers, and I just want to talk to you. But they'll come and they'll start playing with the sand, the kinetic sand.
And the conversation rolls out from there. Studio 5 creative contributor Michelle Crowley uses kinetic sand at her kitchen table as a gathering tool. It soothes both children and adults, she says, and she's also found people are more willing to get vulnerable when their hands are busy and playing in the sand. Well, that sparked today's topic. My next guest says there are soothing tools like sand and Play-Doh that parents should be utilizing to calm an anxious or angry child. Clinical social worker Ginger Healy is joining me to share how we can create calming corners for our kids. Welcome, Ginger.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so intrigued by this topic and kind of this approach and tool gathering that we can do as moms and grandmas too, right?
Oh yeah, it's for everybody. We used to just do a lot of this work in the therapy office or in the school, but it needs to be in the home as well.
So when children are really angry, maybe they're throwing a tantrum or on another realm of emotion, maybe they're really sad. You say parents shouldn't jump right in to try to take away those feelings, but rather move in with some deregulation tools and techniques.
Yeah, because we're not meant as human beings to be calm all the time. We're not robots. Those emotions are okay, and we need to teach children that it's okay to have those big emotions. There's a reason and a purpose behind them. We want to figure out what's underneath the emotion. If we say, stop crying, calm down, it doesn't help, it doesn't fix it. So giving them tools and giving them moments of regulation will help with the dysregulation. We do that through co-regulation, which is just meeting those needs over and over again. Consistent, compassionate caregiving.
So what would make a good space for this? What would make a calming corner or a good calming corner?
There's two things that you need for a calming corner or a calming kit. And so it's the physical space where we're gonna utilize all these regulation tools that I'll show you, but it's also about creating emotional safety. It needs to be a safe place where we allow the emotions and we're with the child saying, you matter and I am here for you. I'm not gonna leave you alone to go take care of your big feelings. We're gonna work through it together.
So it's not a go to your room
and
come back when you're calm.
It's not a time out, it's a time in.
All right, and you're part of that. Parents, grandparents are part of that.
It's actually the most important key is to have that safe, attuned adult responding to the child. That's the most important strategy in the calm kit and in the calm space.
Show us some things we might have on hand for what you described.
So you're gonna want tactile, sensory things that you can touch and feel, lots of different textures, mindfulness tools that help us really ground and be present, because we tend to want to avoid those scary feelings, but we gotta lean into them, and this helps us do it in a safe way because it grounds us and brings us into the present.
Okay.
We can do that with all those different tactile sensory tools. We can do it with deep breathing tools that are fun.
So the pinwheel or the bubbles.
Pinwheel you're blowing it, bubbles you're blowing it, you're inhaling and you're exhaling so that we don't get stuck.
Oh, so it promotes the breathing, the natural deep breaths.
Yeah, because a lot of times you get stuck and you start to shallow breathe or hold your breath when you're in those big emotions and you can't quit crying. And so that promotes the breathing, and it also gets rid of stress hormones that build during those stress moments.
So this is where Play-Doh or sand or those goopy textures come in. Okay.
And so anything that brings in your senses, so like the lotion, for example, it smells good, but it provides this moment where you could do a hand massage with your child and it feels good and it's getting another one of the senses in there. I have some examples of like a sucker, something that activates those salivary glands. It really just shifts the parts of the brain to start talking to each other. Most of the reason for dysregulation often is tired, fatigue, hungry, dehydrated. So those are easily fixed with just focusing on those needs. The other thing I want to point out is the things that promote movement. This is like a chair band or a stretch band. So kids in school can put it around the bottom of their chairs and kick and get that movement. That will expel the stress hormones.
To
This
help
is
them regulate.
like a push-up wall poster. It's not punishment, right? Go do push-ups. It's let's move together and activate, you know, those joints. And so anything that provides movement, wobble seats, a mini trampoline, a swing, walking outside.
It's actually quite impressive when you stop and think how far we've come, like
Yes.
both in the school setting and in the home setting too, but these tools and techniques are now, they promote a totally different approach
Yeah.
than even 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it's so needed because we again want to go through the emotion and
Yeah.
feel it, not avoid it, not stop it. So things that are comforting, things that feel good, tactile sensory mindfulness.
And you say, I'll just underscore this one more time, the key to calming corners is a calm adult.
That is the #1 thing, and it gives you permission not to have to go out and buy a lot of products.
Yeah.
You just need to be with your child and attune to their needs and repeatedly give that compassionate caregiving, and that will send the message, I'm here, I'm with you, we can do this together, you're not in trouble, you're not, this is a human thing to have dysregulation, and we can work through it
To
together.
normalize the feelings and give
Yes.
these tools and solutions. Ginger, thank you so much. Where can we get more from you?
I'm on Instagram at Ginger Healy LCSW. My work website is attachedtrauma.org. And
All right.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing your
You
gift
bet.
and expertise. We appreciate it.